Hello, Mr. Mohammed. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Afrin. I'm very amazing today and I'm feeling real zenith.
I can see that in the way that you're dressed, in the way that you, with the background that you have, I can absolutely tell that you're feeling like a Zenith and you're going to inspire a lot of people like a Zenith today. I, for one, cannot wait to get started. So, why don't we begin by introducing yourself? Would you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, I will start from the very beginning. My name is Mohamed Elmolla. This name is very familiar in the Arabian countries, but actually I'm Egyptian, living in Saudi for my last 12 years. I'm working in healthcare. I'm a consultant for healthcare transformation, and I'm father for two lovely kids.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm actually very excited to get a deeper dig into the evolution that you have undergone in your personal life specifically, because I know that your purpose of being in the program was much more professional, but the contentment that you have started feeling in your life is visible on your face. Your face has entirely changed. So I'm very excited to get into that portion, and I'm very glad that you talked about your personal life. But let me begin by asking you this question. How is life before Zenith? You have lived a very successful life. You're a very accomplished person. Even before joining Zenith, you've had a diverse variety of experiences behind you, a lot of people that you have interacted with. So, how was life before Zenith, and what was missing that sort of pushed you to join the communication intelligence program?
Okay, it's a very long journey, but let me summarize it in the next few words. By background, I'm engineer. I'm engineering in biomedical healthcare, biomedical engineering in healthcare. And my life was between hospitals and governmental institutes. And totally it was in the technical part of the story. I have learned in the engineering school and trying to implement it in the real life. This was my journey. But when you grow old and when you develop your career, you will be transforming to a leader. And leadership is totally different. You will be more dealing with inspiring people, how to communicate with them, how to convey the right message to them. This is where I stuck between the technical and leadership, which needs more emotion than logic. So what I have did is I start developing myself more in the different area of management, but it was not pure technical, but it's still for everybody is technical. Once I learned about that there is different science, different category of information, different way to learn, which was communication intelligence, I find myself that yes, I'm missing this. I'm missing this part. This is why when I speak to people that are not from my same domain, they don't understand me. And this is how I start looking for where to learn this. And I find Dennis and I joined. And thank you for that. It's not a 12-week, it's a life. And it's all depending on the participant, or it's depending on me. So as long as you are giving all the efforts in this 12 weeks to evolve, you will evolve. It's not information that you will gain and that's it. It's practice, it's emotion, it's logic, it's teamwork. And above all of that, it's the mentorship that controls everything. So what I can say about the big program, that it's a big picture, or it's all coherent, that it will never be counted as 12 weeks only. I hope that the message was clear, that it's lifetime.
I always, going off of what you said, I always say that for transformation, a minute is enough. And 12 weeks under the right mentor can do wonders. But I really like what you said about giving that dedication and giving it whatever it takes. Because, Mr. Mohammed, your expression in your personal life has evolved greatly through the program. Especially, when you came into the program and I had my first call with you, I remember you telling me that I feel uncomfortable when somebody gives me compliments. I feel a little uncomfortable when I really have to express myself. And that has evolved so wonderfully, so beautifully. So let me ask you this: how have your personal relationships changed? And because of the expression that you're now able to bring out, how has your satisfaction in life changed?
I have learned about the internal communication. It's for me, it was the base that let me know other areas of communication. The internal communication had changed me internally. I understood myself first. Why I don't like to be acknowledged, because I was not seeing the view like the other person seeing. I was not. I was thinking that I'm delayed, not in success. I was thinking that let's move on. This is not the success I need. But when I learned about the internal communication and I started practicing every day, I realized that no, it's only me that sees the wrong picture. People have the right to acknowledge me, and I acknowledge them back. And we have to feel like we always in success. We have done something good, and we have to empathize for each other. This is what I have learned in the internal communication. But what have really transformed me is the impact of my internal communication on my external communication. The external communication is a bit different, and you will convey always the right message or the right signal when the internal is okay. So once I settled my internal communication, I start learning the techniques for external communication, and which made it very easy to practice it because you are stable. You know how to apply the technique. It's only a technique that you will be learning, and you will apply it easily when your internal communication is okay. So I start doing my not to-do list. This is perfect. You will be easily doing it, not to interrupt, not to try to teach anybody, and not to start with negative. This is very simple, but whenever you have internal communication is right, it will be always easy for you. Otherwise, it's very hard. If I can also as well remember of one technique that was really effective is the ACE technique, the shooter analogy. It's very structured technique that you will apply in each meeting you will enter, and the meeting will be peaceful. When I applied the ACE technique, I aligned with everybody in the room before I start the meeting, and my eye on the prize at the end. So it was all outcome driven. So this is how the intelligent communication or learning about the intelligent communication have structured my internal and external communication. It was really amazing. The impact was like a real prize.
With all of these techniques that you have applied, Mr. Muhammad, how do you feel today? Like, how satisfied do you feel? How much at peace do you feel? How are your personal relationships?
Okay. So applying all of this, the internal communication techniques and the internal communication techniques, I should have mentioned the Kaizen, the decluttering. This is the most lovely technique that you will apply on your own life. And with decluttering and the techniques, it comes the internal peace. I will tell you how. Now, decluttering will go through your emotions, your listening, your life, your internal room, your environment. So when you start decluttering, you will find time, you'll find space, you'll find a lot of resources that will help you relax. You will not be stressed anymore. And I think this is what the real transformation that have happened to me is I decluttered my life and relaxed. I relaxed.
I'm going to ask over here another question that people ask us a lot before they join the program. And this might have been an objection that even you have had when before joining the program. So I'm wondering now that whether or not doing this program in a community format would help. A lot of people come into communication intelligence, they apply for a mentorship program, and they only want one-on-ones with the mentor. That's how they think the program should be, not in a community format. So, what do you have to say to that? Do you think that having a combination of the discussion forums and the mastermind lives and the one-on-one that you just got with Gurleem ma'am, do you think that structure plays a very important role in making sure that you're getting the growth that you're coming here for?
Actually, I would answer just just straight. Yes, it adds much to the program to be in the community. You know, one-on-ones is valued and it have efficiency, and you will learn, but you will be alone. You will not practice. You will not communicate, and you will not learn. Let me tell you that I have learned much during seeing the other attendees, my colleagues in Venice. Then I learned from my own story. I've learned from their story more than I learned from mine, because you will, in each story you will see different details and different perspective. You will observe how they evolve in different way and how they learn in different way. You will practice with different type of people that you will communicate with, and practice every technique many times on the session. It's not only once. Actually, again, I remember my colleague Anwar, if I can mention him.
Yeah.
He gave me the right key for communication once I needed. It was my turn to present. You remember that, I think. It was my turn to present, and I was so nervous and unfocused. I forgot all the techniques that I'm speaking about now, because I'm just gonna present. It was a fear for me. So he presented something that I needed, the power poses, and he presented in engaging and funny way that I immediately learned it and practiced it on the spot. And this is what happened. I get my power back in the session with the team. I presented, I excelled. I was not, the presentation was never flawless. But what happened is everybody in the room was very supportive. It was not only me in the room. There was another people that helping me and supporting me with every sense of they have. And they have proved that we are all one. We have the same problems, we have the same challenges, and we are evolving together. This is what happened. And I'm appreciating everyone that have helped me in this room, this day, because I will never forget that I lost my fear only because of one of my colleagues that helped me pushing forward my fear.
All right. So, one of the reasons that I really think that you have a very beautiful expression just now is because I remember, a lot of times the sessions happen on weekdays in the evening. A lot of times you're tired when you come back from work, and we wonder how are we going to sit through a 3-hour long Zenith Mastermind live. But what happens is that the moment everybody joins in, the energy goes to an all-time high. And rather than being tired after the session, everybody leaves with that much more energy. And I think that's such a perfect example of how much you all contribute to each other's growth in the entirety of the 12 weeks.
Yes, I remember when we first met, Afrin, I have asked you one question about what I have missed the session, and your answer was, you will never miss one. The answer was very weird to me, but it happens that I will miss it. But when I attended, really, I knew why. Because the environment, each thing in the session and the program is attractive. You will need it like addiction. This is part of my funny not my learning. I need to see Gurleem, ma'am. I need to see you. I need to see everyone on the team. Ashok, Sanjay, Trish. She she have a kind of emotion, and how she reflects her emotion, that even my burden will come down each day after me, because just it's in the group. She have this kind of energy that will release any negative feelings that you have during the day. And you will be as well eager to learn new technique, because you are evolving. When you evolve, you will be eager for more. So if I miss it, I would regret it. No, I don't want to miss it. It's like more joy than learning. It's more full of joy and joyful spirits and involvement. We evolve and we involve, and this is really amazing.
I want to also talk a little bit about how your professional life has really evolved, Mr. Mohammed. You have started attracting new opportunities left, right, and center. And the way that you now conduct meetings, the way that you're now an outcome driven communicator has evolved to quite an extent, and people have started seeing you very differently in your professional life. So, would you like to talk a little bit about what differences have you experienced there?
The program has taken me away from my career. It attracted me away. Yes, this is really what happened. I'm not stressed in the work anymore. So whenever I attend a meeting, I know that I have my tools with me, my techniques. So I'm relaxed. I was trying to push forward in my career, but I realized that it will come to me. I don't have to run for it. And even in the communication, I have learned how to be patient, how to focus on the outcome, and how to let things come at each at time. And I learned about the constructive questioning technique, and I learned about the rejection handling techniques. And this, when you apply it practically in office, in the work environment, every day I tried practicing at least once. And the result was amazing. My relation with my boss have changed. It's not much change, but at least there is a better communication with us today. My relation with my colleagues have also changed. I have attended meetings that we have decided immediately what we need to do, and we start doing it. Before it was like maybe it will take 3 or 4 meetings just to reach for the same result. And away from my current position today, I start looking for another level of career, another perspective, and now they are reaching me back. I succeeded in communicating with them what I am and how I can do it, and what's the value that I will add to them in a structured way, in a easy way that they will understand really my potential. This has happened because I understood my potential first, and I understood my internal feelings first. Then I started looking for another level, another Venice. This is what I have done.
Mr. Mohammed, this is, it's not an inexpensive program. This program is costly, and it requires a lot of dedication. It requires a lot of time commitment. So, how do you perceive your value on time and financial investment in this program?
It was for a real value. Any investment you put in this program is a real value. You will have everything back. What I paid for, if I say that paid for, I paid for self-steadiness. I paid for self-confidence. I paid for relaxation. paid for my better relation with my family and my colleague. I invested the time that have evolved me from taking me from one level to another level. And this is not so expensive. No, it's not. I cannot say it's expensive. It's precious. What I have paid for is different me. It's new version of me that have different value in my eyes before the eyes of other people. My self-esteem is being different just because I have learned how to communicate better with myself and with others. And even I'm seeing that I should have paid for this even before. I should have gone through the journey 10 years or 20 years back. My life would have been changed differently and reached maybe outside the limits if I started with something like this.
There have been different aspects of communication intelligence that have contributed in making the program what it is. So you have your Zenith Mastermind live sessions on a certain day of the week. Then you have your live discussion forums with me. You have certain assignments that you're doing every week, week after week, and there is feedback that you get. How do you think all of these different elements of the program contribute to your growth?
I will start from the assessment. The assessment was something that every person should have gone through once alive, or at least once, because the assessment will have showed me how I'm really constructed from inside. This gave me a visibility about myself to start, where is the gaps, where I can develop and where I need to focus, and what's my strengths that I can lean on to start evolving. Mastermind session, I can say that Gurleem ma'am is really a mastermind. She's a leader and a mentor and a person. Her personality is really inspiring. How she can convey emotions to the attendees or to the Zenith community, and how she put this all as a life purpose. Her life purpose is amazing. She wants to develop people. She wants to help them. This is her life purpose. And when I know that this is how my mentor thinks, it's give me the inspiration and confidence that I will reach my last destination or my purpose. I know that when I saw her, I know that I will have what I am here for. I will have it immediately.
That's perfectly fine.
She is like a true leader. She inspires everyone how to be the right leader he should be. And she is happy with it. And she is doing it with all her heart. And this is why I have touched in my mentor. And how I evolved, because one day I have seen this in our master live session. I touched it personally. The forum session structure is, let's explain it. It's where we meet and where we practice and where we emphasize and where we laugh together with our head coach, Afrik. And we learn how to be an intelligent communicator. And with this, every session and every day, we evolve. Without this forum session, I think we will be missing one side of the story. Mastermind, you learn and you expand your mind, then you will have to practice it. And the best part of it is you practice it with somebody that have gone through it before, or going through it today. He is experiencing something today that issue for intelligent for communication, and you see yourself with the team. It's my problem and their problem, my issue and their solution. I hope I can rephrase this somewhere and somehow, but it's really a big, amazing picture that it cannot be separated. It's again, it's all one.
What do you have to say about Gurleem, ma'am, as your mentor? Because the reason I want to specifically ask you this question is you must have undergone a lot of trainings in the past so many years of experience that you have. I want to know, how do you think Gurleem ma'am has stood out as a mentor for you?
Gurleem ma'am is like no other mentor. Gurleem ma'am knows exactly what she is doing and knows exactly what we need. And when she knows what we need, she gives us the right solution and the right mentorship. And she is, as a person, she embodies the right emotion that we need to spark. What make her different person and what make her totally stand at any other mentor, that she is taking this building leaders and conveying right emotions to her attendees is a life purpose for her. She have declared this before. I can remember that she have declared that this is her life purpose, and I think she is doing it very well. She is giving all her life and all her dedication to this purpose, and I think she have succeeded because actually she touched me internally. When I first see her, I felt like she knows me better than I know myself, and with her I learned myself even more better. She know what I need. She know what I have gone through. She know what I'm missing in life, and it was internal communication. And she knows well how to deal with it. And she put an amazing program for us. Well-designed program with all the factors included. And she designed it like she is designing something for life. She put every aspect that a person would need to evolve.
Mr. Mohammed, I think it's no secret that I thoroughly enjoy talking with you. And I think I could go on talking to you. Maybe one of these days I'll come to Saudi Arabia and I'll just have a day-long conversation with you, because it's so wonderful getting to interact with you. I think you have a beautiful thought process, and any interaction that I've ever had with you over these last couple of weeks has just been so insightful. So allow me to ask you this one last question before we conclude. Is there anything else that you would like to say that you haven't said up until this point in time to anybody who would be watching this interview today?
There is a dilemma in everybody's life that we have different views. Like, the inverted tips. I see it 6, you see it 9. This dilemma is existing everywhere in our personal life, in our practical life. Every day you face this dilemma. And I just realized that the intelligent communication and the intelligent communication program is a solution. Everybody have pointed the problem out, the dilemma, but nobody have ever taught us that you need to solve it by the communication. You need to be an intelligent communicator to start pushing this challenge away from your life. No conflict anymore if we have intelligent communicators living around us. So what I do is I encourage everybody that to start learning intelligent communication. And I may focus about my kid. I will start by myself. I have a 12 years old son, Mazen, and I definitely put him on this track from the beginning to start intelligent communication. He is a young leader. I want him to be the future leader. So I will start this with him today. And another focus will be our teachers, our tutors. I would recommend that any teacher who wants to go through teaching industry, he is building the future. So try by building yourself first and know intelligent communication. I think that's all what I can say now for everybody to start learning this. Thank you, Afrin.
And absolutely, you're very right here. From this point on, up until this point on, you were working from your version 1.0 to 2.0. Now it's time for you to go from your version 2.0 to 3.0, and I'm sure that is going to be just as incredible a journey. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohamed, for your time today. This was an incredibly wonderful interaction.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Afrin. I really enjoyed this interview very much.